it's been simple enough in my mind to play the game because I love it. Sometimes it's probably not good enough for everyone else, but I certainly don't lose sight of the fact of how lucky I am to get to play this game. Make this short and sweet. I've decided that this is going to be my last tournament.
He was a ball of intensity from the moment he came out of the locker room to the moment he shook hands, and oftentimes that extended into the press room after.
I think his Davis Cup record speaks for itself, and I think that is part of his legacy that will go down in American tennis history.
Davis Cup title, US Open title, world #1, and he's had an incredible career.
Just as the tank looked like it was about to redline, Andy Roddick comes up big.
Andy Roddick is absolutely a Hall of Famer on the first ballot, no doubt about it.
Game, set, match, Roddick.
His first Grand Slam title is the U.S. Open Championship.
For the first time in my career, I'm not sure what to say. Hopefully I'll come back to this place someday and see all of you again.
And ladies and gentlemen, Andy Roddick.
Hello, I'm Justin Gimelstob, and welcome to Tennis Channel's Salute to Andy Roddick Week, presented by Babala. We're halfway through our look at classic matches from the career of the last American man to win a Grand Slam singles title, and also the last American man to be ranked #1 in the world. Tonight we go back to the 2003 US Open, one of the most important matches in Roddick's career. It's the semifinals where Roddick faced Argentina's David Nalbandian. Now at this point, Andy was the hottest player on the planet that summer, winning 3 of 4 events, including consecutive ATP World Tour Masters 1000 titles in Canada and Cincinnati. Coming into this match, he had dropped only 1 set in his run to the US Open semifinal. Now, Nalbandian was also playing very well, having ousted Roger Federer in the round of 16. The then 21-year-old was also looking for some revenge against Roddick after Roddick destroyed him in the finals of the Rogers Cup in Canada earlier that summer. Now, this will be a fun one. 2 rising stars who would become pillars of the men's game for the next decade. Here with the call, the legendary Dick Enberg, John McEnroe, and Mary Carrillo.
Super Saturday continues. Arthur Ashe Stadium, the National Tennis Center in Flushing Meadows, and Andy Roddick now, the U.S. hope to make it to the finals against the 13th seed David. Now he wants to be called Nalbandian, the Argentine. They're both 21. They're both have been winners here as junior champions. And how do you even throw out the name Andy Roddick without saying ace? And he opens the match with one.
Nalbandian has had a great return tournament against the likes of Philippoussis, a Wimbledon finalist, a Wimbledon champion, Federer. Fantastic effort there, as well as Elanawi yesterday. But guess what? Those matches were all in the last couple days.
141. That's the fastest of the championship.
Don't know how many happy returns he can have on this day. You know, he did break Philippoussis, who's got a huge serve. He broke him 6 times now, Nalbandian, to advance to the semifinal.
Yeah, he broke Federer 6 times and Elanawi as well, so he figures he'll get his chances. Roddick saves to start the match. Beautiful shot down on the National Tennis Center. You see all the courts, 45 in all, including the indoor courts and main show arena. Arthur Ashe Stadium. Roddick was born in Omaha. His fans big, University of Nebraska fans, and he's followed for the Big Red. He cheers. First in the champions race, seeded 4th.
He's a huge edge physically. He's a far fresher of the two. He's had an easier road. He hasn't had to play as much recently as Nalbandian has, or as tough of matches. And he's 21. Unlike Agassi, who's 33, he played a 2-hour match yesterday, Agassi. He couldn't bounce back. Credit to Ferreira. But this is going to be a major upset if Nalbandian can beat Roddick here.
That's Nalbandian's strength, a long rally. He'd like to do that all day.
You see, Roddick's draw was tough at the beginning. He dispatched Henman, who was a former top 10 player. Lubicic gave him a handful. Since then, things have gotten far easier. Those legs are fresh. And he barely worked up a sweat against Schalken yesterday. It was target practice.
Andy Roddick has played every single one of his matches on Ash Stadium. This is David Nalbandian's first. He's one of those guys who, you know, he's an outer court guy until he makes a big statement at a major. He had never made it to center court at Wimbledon until he got to the final last year, and he got one of those papal Wimbledonian dispensations to practice on center 45 minutes before his final. Losing that to Leighton Hewitt.
Yeah, it didn't help him against Hewitt. As we look at this youngster from Argentina who's had an incredible run here. He's a very intelligent player out there. He makes the most of what he's got. And he's going to try to get Roddick thinking, frustrate him. To me, again, Nalbandian's got to get off to a good start here. Ferrero pulled it off. Nalbandian appears ready to play as well. He's had the far tougher time. Niemann took him to a 5th set tiebreaker.
Imagine that, John. He could have lost in the 2nd round.
Well, he looks like he's moving pretty well so far.
Love 30 against a man who has been broken only 4 times in 80 games of this championship.
Well, he's one of the best returners around now, Ben, and he's proven that, and one of the quickest, as he shows on that shot. And surprise, surprise. Boy, it's nice to be 21.
And it's nice to have a variety of serves, 120 and a slicer wide.
Well, that's what Roddick's learned, to mix it up a little bit. Not as exuberant. Picks his spots better. And he bombs one up the middle.
132 for his 4th ace, and it's 30 all. He's on the longest winning streak of the year, 17 in a row. Federer and Corey had won 15 in a row. Starting the Open, they had the longest game.
That backhand has been phenomenal for him. He can hit it both ways. He prefers to smack it up the line like he did right here. Early in this match, he's got himself a break point. That's got to pump him up.
Oh. Wow. 132 with plenty of action on it.
I mean, that's 132 miles an hour. It's spinning away from Nalbandian.
Well, he wanted to play it safe. You know, it was
right.
a break point.
That's safe for him.
And he follows with another ace, and he's already up to a half dozen.
6 aces. This is the 2nd time he's served.
Andy Roddick saves on a breakpoint game. 2-1 on serve, opening set.
Andy's career should be held in the highest regard, and especially for its length. 9 straight years in the top 10 with the physical toll and demands of the sport. That's something that Andy does not get enough credit for.
Andy Roddick was the face of American tennis for more than a decade.
When we look back on Andy Roddick, I think we have to look at someone who was an incredible Davis Cup performer for the United States and one of the great serves you'll ever see.
I think Andy's retirement now means that somebody has to grab the mantle. Somebody has to be the face of tennis in this country now.
Andy Roddick.
The guy is just a rock star because he gave it out on court. He was entertaining. He was explosive. Andy Roddick is absolutely a Hall of Famer on the first ballot, no doubt about it.
Quick correction I need to make. David Nalbandian actually did play on this court against Roger Federer, and he beat the Wimbledon champion for the 5th time here on Ash.
Got to blame that on the sun. It was a poor overhead from Nalbandian.
Nalbandian has complained more than just about any other player about how much the rain wreaked havoc on the scheduling and how it was handled here.
He's strong. Survives another long rally.
And he likes playing on hard courts, Nalbandian. He stays down nice and low to the ball. He's got those big, strong legs. And he's sure going to need them today.
Wonderful ground strokes from Nalbandian. You're getting a taste of his strength. Pleases the Argentines in the audience.
You know, Roddick's making him work, which is a smart play. And Nalbandian, at least so far, looks surprisingly fresh out there. Still on that high from those last 3 wins.
Both the same age at 21. Roddick already with 10 career titles, 2 for Nalbandian.
They've played twice. Roddick has dominated him both times in straight sets on hard courts.
And both were the Canadian Open this year and last. It's 2-all. For complete U.S. Open coverage, including real-time scores, you can log on to usopen.org or on America Online, enter keyword usopen.org. .136 on that one. There's the evidence of Roddick, 2 easy wins, including just before this year's Open in Montreal.
So here's the deal, basically. Roddick has played 5 less sets and 5 fewer hours. Nalbandian's only real chance is to get into long baseline rallies with them. That's a rough day.
And facing an ace machine in Roddick.
Yeah, which means the only real conversational rallies can happen when he's serving. That sounds like a lot of tough work.
And Nalbandian's very good at returning the service. He's shown in this tournament. He can hit through it or he can block it back. So nothing you can do about that.
139 for his 8th ace.
I don't care how little tennis you've played, and that is unreturnable. Just got those fresh legs, Roddick. And you need to make that quick move on the return. It's impossible that Nalbandian can be feeling at 100% right now.
First serve average speed. Plus 33 for Roddick. Hits the sideline with that one. 9 aces and 3 service games for Andy Roddick. 2-3. Nalbandian is 37-17 for the year. Made his debut as a professional here in the Grand Slam action just a couple of years ago, so he has jumped quickly up the ranks. One of 2 Argentines in the top 10 after this championship. Missed an easy one there. Guillermo Coria also in the top 10.
Well, he can ill afford to miss shots like that if he wants to make a match of this.
Guillermo Vilas and Jose Luis Clerc were great forces in men's tennis back in the late 70s, early 80s. Then gotten pretty quiet from there. Martin Haite briefly was in the men's top 10. Then Gabriela Sabatini came around, won the US Open back here in 1990. But now there are so many good Argentines. In a country that is so impoverished right now, there's no infrastructure for the Tennis Federation to do anything. I mean, they're doing it on their own. When asked why it's happening, Nalbandian made it sound pretty simple. He said, maybe we're good. They travel together, they practice with one another, they eat together, the Argentines. And they watch each other have big wins and know they can pull it off themselves. Sounds a lot like the Aussies, and they used to travel in a pack like that.
Another extended rally goes to Nalbandian.
Nalbandian's very good at picking his spots, knowing when to move forward. He did so when he saw Roddick off balance there. Came back in a hurry. Nalbandian never even saw it.
Roddick's first break point.
It's again a shot he should have done more with. But still, Roddick's got to be 10 feet behind the baseline. Don't do the Kim Kleiser split there. She's about the only one in the game that can pull that off.
Good slice serve up the middle.
That's about as big a serve as you'll see from Nalbandian, but again, well placed. Gets the job done.
chance for Roddick to take the lead. Point for 4-2. Not this time. Kept it alive with a couple of slice forehands.
Nalbandian kept his cool. Kept pulling Roddick further and further off the court.
You mentioned Guillermo Vilas. He's the last Argentine to reach the semis here at the US Open, and that was 21 years ago. So quite a drought, but it's being filled by this core of young players in Argentina. And the first double fault.
That's wide. Again, break point. Crowd slowly working its way back into the stadium. Weary after that Agassi Ferrero upset. Nalbandian's got to be weary too. Ball just wide.
So 3 chances to break for Roddick, and 3 times denied. As you can see, Juan Carlos Ferrero is through to tomorrow's 4 o'clock Eastern Time finals for this 2003 title. Roddick and Nalbandian, 2 youngsters hoping to join the 23-year-old Spaniard who upset Andre Agassi earlier.
Nalbandian's got some excellent touch up there. He's exhibited there on that half volley winner. Again, Roddick has chosen to stand very far behind the baseline to hit a return of serve. Let's see if he changes tactics as this match moves forward. Nalbandian would be more than pleased to see him stand that far back, not attack his serve.
Why do you think he plays so deep, John?
Well, he's a comfort zone there. The return is not yet the strong part of his game. It's improved, but still doesn't have that confidence and belief in that part of his game. It took Ferrero a while to become this good a returner on this surface. Well done.
He doesn't mind it way back there, Dick. And he's played from back there to great effect in all the years he's played hardcourt tennis, and one of the reasons he likes staying back pretty far is because he wants to take huge cuts of the ball. He's used to taking big, generous swings on backhands and forehands. So he wants to give himself that extra bit of time.
Just think how good he'll be when he has both options. Again, break point.
Four chances and no break. Brad Gilbert, his coach, Black Hat. Agassi's ex-coach for 6-7 years. Very fond of Roddick. He's bright. He's generous with his time. He seems to get it at a very young age. All the responsibilities that go with a top player.
This is what he wants against Nalbandian too, because he wants to keep him working on his serves, and he's almost too exhausted to even attempt to break Roddick. Keep the pressure on him.
Long game. Roddick unable to convert the first 4 breakers. Another chance at 4-2. Another golden chance gone. Ferrero in 4 over Agassi. The #1 seed is out. And Martina Navratilova with her partner Kuznetsova in straight sets. They're into the finals. And the Bryan twins with an easy win to get to the men's finals in doubles.
When you're weary, those legs get heavy, the footwork becomes suspect. And there Nalbandian looked like he had a little bit of glue on the sneakers, just didn't get out to that backhand.
Perspiring heavily already. 6th break point.
It's getting frustrating for both players. They both had multiple chances to win this game, and they both are making errors on their chances. It's obviously a more expensive game for Nalbandian to lose, the way Roddick's been taking care of his serve.
That was the 20th point of this game. Finally, a game point. Nalbandian.
He'll be lucky if he can hold serve here. He's had 8 unforced errors in this game. Nalbandian.
Well, that shows you how well he competes, and he sticks with it. He can shrug off some bad points, even bad games. Keeps coming at you.
It's long, and Nalbandian survives a 22-point game. 6 break points against the serve, and it's 3-all. Well, you know it must be important because the Goodyear blimp is above. providing those aerial views. The Ohio-based blimp Spirit of Goodyear is one of 3 airships in the fleet of Goodyear blimps. Great shots on this clear late summer day.
Nalbandian reminds me of a Jeff Van Gundy. Remember when he in that playoff series he held on to Morning's leg, just wouldn't let go. The former Knicks coach, who's now new head coach of Houston.
Terrier toughness.
Just tough as they come, Nalbandian. He's proven that in this tournament.
Again, that first serve percentage very high for a man who hits it so big. You know, he hasn't been broken. Let's see, 36 consecutive service games. He hadn't had a double fault in 36. And that's how does that happen when you're wheeling them 135, 140 miles an hour? We understand from down on the court that Nalbandian has shouted up to his coach that his wrist is sore. Just sore enough to clip the line. Might make your opponent sore.
See, this is where Roddick's maturing too. He's up 40 love. He knows he's going to win this game anyway, so he tries something different, serve and volley, and they pay off for him at another point in this match. Nalbandian has a great shot just to win that point.
Who's the worst guy you could be returning against if you got a sore wrist? You can get back to me on that one.
And Roddick in a short game, but they're on serve. 4-3 in the first set. ATP trainer Doug Sprain with some hurried work on the left wrist of Nalbandian. He does not want to take the 3-minute medical timeout.
He's going to need that later in the match. He's thinking ahead. It's a long timeout, though, if he doesn't want the 3 minutes. It's been a couple minutes already.
We're good. We're good.
I think Doug Sprain can put in for a raise after this tournament.
He deserves one. The trainers keep those players out there in a lot of cases.
That was an impressive piece of work there because he arrived late as we came back on the air from the commercial break. He had just made his presence known. He was sprinting in to do that quick wrap job on the left wrist. Roddick with all those chances in the last Nalbandian service game. It's still 4-3.
Is Roddick going to go to the Nalbandian backhand to test that wrist? Let's see just how sharp this kid has become in the last couple of months.
Meanwhile, there's an equipment problem with the Roddick. One of his shoes worn out. Sprain going to take care of that too. Yeah. Trainer cobbler combo.
That one-handed backhand from Nalbandian.
Just out. Measure how tough Nalbandian is and how well conditioned. He's been in 8-5 set matches and he's won all but one. You don't want to go too long with him.
He just hangs around and he doesn't often beat himself. He's got a strange growth coming out of his left wrist. The bone has Going in an unusual way, to put it mildly, because of the way he hits his backhand. Roddick doesn't want to exchange backhands with Nalbandian. That's his best shot.
4-all. Let's take a look from the Expedia.com eye in the sky. It's still tea time here in the East as we're at exactly 4 o'clock. Pleased that you've joined us on our Super Saturday, and a reminder tonight at 8 o'clock Eastern, the women's final, all Belgian final. Kim Clijsters, #1, Justine Arden, the #2 seed. With the Williams sisters on the sidelines with injuries, we'll have a new champion in 2003. 10 Roddick aces. Where Roddick is serving. Well, he's really spread it out, hasn't he?
He showed that yesterday with Schalke and went a lot into the body, mixing it up again nicely.
Another love game. Roddick 5-4. We'll be back after this message and a word from your local station. David Nalbandian serving at 4-5 in the opening set, and during the changeover, I don't know to whom he was signaling, but that isn't a positive notation from Nalbandian.
Well, he's got to be hurting physically after what he's been through the last couple days. Still hanging in there in this first set.
Pancho Segura and James Scott Connors will the action, and Jimmy Connors, Chris Everett will be honored into the new Hall of Fame here at the US Open tomorrow. 6 charter members: Bill Tilden, Helen Wills Moody, Billie Jean King, Rod Laver, Connors, and Everett. Throw out the challenge, John McEnroe. Let's hit you and Jimmy Connors out there.
Substitute tonight? I don't know if people want that.
No, I was just going to invite you over to my house.
Oh, okay. Thank you. We're thinking of hooking up in doubles since we never played.
Now Nalbandian holds again. It's 5-all. One would think the way these games have gone, if it goes to a tiebreak, a huge advantage to Roddick. But this 21-year-old from Cordoba, Argentina, is out-toughed a lot of opponents in the 2 weeks of this championship. Roddick has lost only 5 points in 5 games. His serve sends out a 129-mile-an-hour notice for his 11th. Cheaper by the dozen. a 4-ace game yesterday.
And you know he's going to go for it now. First and second serve.
4 first serve aces against Shane Shulkin. He misses wide. Yeah, he did go for it. That's his first double fault in forever. "38 service games since he last double faulted." Not in the 80s yet, or over 100. How about 149 for Roddick? That's the fastest in history. His fastest in this championship, 141 earlier in this match.
Oh, that was in. Boy, I'd like to see a replay of that. It looked like it caught incredibly. Nalbandian.
DuPont Metcam. Sure looked like it caught the outside of the line, doesn't it? Shadow was good. So from 40 love to deuce, and Nalbandian still hanging on to the ankles of Roddick.
Yeah, that's it. He's incredible. He just won't let go.
And now gets a break point.
He could serve for this set if he wins this point.
Loaded up the forehand, went for it. Nalbandian having 2 break chances in this first set. Had one early in the third game.
It certainly looks as though Roddick has decided to work over the Nalbandian backhand. Knowing that left wrist of his is in pain. It's a smart thing to do.
This is a serve that I really like that he's utilizing. It went into the bodies. It's wicked and it's got a lot of spin. It's just no time for his opponent to get a move out of the way.
Serve. Opening set.
Andy's right in there with America's greatest players. He carried the baton from the generation that I was part of, largely by himself from a pressure and expectation standpoint. 9 years in the top 10, over 600 career wins, Davis Cup title, US Open title, world #1. Andy's had an incredible career.
Good play by Roddick. It was a low passing shot. He didn't do too much with it. He started to move forward because Nalbandian likes to hit that drop volley.
Better percentage of points won on his second serve. Not much difference between first and second, is it? Nalbandian slipped down, recovers, and delivers a winner.
He had to cover a lot of ground to run down that previous shot. I mean, look, see, he's run around his backhand, so he's got to scoot over there in a hurry. He still has the wherewithal to hit that backhand up the line. Roddick's got to know that's his favorite shot. He's played him a couple times. Keep an eye on that.
A little tired on that forehand. 2 points from the set, Roddick.
Again, see, Nalbandian likes to hit that inside-out forehand more. He has a tendency to jerk up when he tries to pull across court. He loves the drop shot. He uses it quite effectively.
And a point from a first set tiebreak.
It's a classic case of using your opponent's pace. Nalbandian just blocked the ball cross court. Again, showing his intelligence out there. Very smart player.
And belies his 21 years, doesn't it? Thinking ahead on every point. Well, the first set will be decided in a tiebreak as Nalbandian again shaking that painful left wrist. Tiebreak records here the 2 weeks of this championship. Roddick 3 out of 4 and Nalbandian 4 out of 5. You would think that Roddick, based on the play so far, would have the advantage here. But the first point to Nalbandian.
There it is again. It's almost as if he tries to set himself up for that shot. Roddick's backhand is not as good as Nalbandian's. He hits through that ball so well.
Recovers the mini break.
He's looking there to change things up. And he sees when he hits the one-hander, he can move forward. Cut that ball off before it got too low. Clips the line.
And back in front Nalbandian. 3 points to 1.
Very well recently, just blocking Federer's. I'm thinking of Federer playing Roddick, how well he returned his serve, just blocking it back. And that's what Nalbandian's done here.
.137. 14 aces.
Incredible. Roddick, who served at about 70% for the set, 14 aces, wouldn't win it.
Change ends 3-all. But this terrier, a player, Nalbandian, not only holding on to the ankle, Roddick's starting to feel him chew a little bit down there.
Really been hurting if that ball had dropped in.
Eduardo Infantino, Nalbandian's coach. Looks young enough to be out there himself.
Clipped the line.
4-3, Nalbandian.
Roddick went for too big a shot there from that position.
Caught the line. Nalbandian closer to the baseline than Roddick. And he knows now that next time he serves, he has a chance to win it.
There's Nalbandian on the attack. It's incredible that he's played as well as he's done so far. Tough couple days he's had. Of course, the other side of the corner, he's never been more confident. He's playing like it. His legs holding up so far. Amazing effort from Nalbandian.
Now his chance to serve it out on the next 2 points.
5-4, Nalbandian.
Set point. Yeah, there are funny scripts written in this game, and this may be one of them. No way a comedy either. Nalbandian. How about this? Up a set, 7 points to 4 in the tiebreak.
He took it to Roddick in this first set. If ever a guy deserves to win one, it's him. Unbelievable.
Well, if you were shocked by the final results of the opening semifinal, Juan Carlos Ferrero defeating Andre Agassi, the #1 seed, in 4 sets. This is really a shocker. David Nalbandian, the 13th seed, with a 7-6 opening set capture with that 7-4 points in the tiebreak.
Look at that. That's what you call a kick save and a beauty. But then it goes in the court.
You see, Roddick lose. You know, he had 6 break point chances in the first set and couldn't make it. Now he's getting angry at himself. Tried to hit one of his crushing forehands. Still didn't win the point. It's a little frustration here from Roddick. A little anger.
Nalbandian gets them all back. Not that one.
It's not as if he hit the ball on the fence on Mary. That was a great return he hit at 15-love. He's had to play better and better points on the Nalbandian serve.
Yeah, but here's where he gets kind of. This is what.
That looked pretty good to me.
Well, it was swell. But Brad Gilbert has been trying to take away from Andy Roddick his license to overkill. Right now, Roddick wants nothing better than to go back to those his old ways. Hit his way out of trouble. These two have met twice before, and Roddick has never had a problem against David Nalbandian. It's not like Federer, who couldn't beat him for the 5th time earlier in this championship.
It was Federer that Nalbandian defeated for the U.S. Open Junior Championship. He was 16 years of age then, back in '98. And he just has pummeled him as a pro since. Oh, he's got to be unhappy with himself there.
He was up 45, and now Roddick has to break point. That's really what's making him unhappy. He's in a winning position here. He cuts this too close.
Oh, that was so clever.
He loves the drop shot. Roddick does well to get that. That ball bounces right on the line. Nalbandian finds the angle.
Frustration level growing at Roddick's end. Had all those chances in the first set. Saves a break point. Up a set. We're underway in the second. Now an AOL U.S. Open highlight. And in our first semifinal, Juan Carlos Ferreira in the near court between the legs against Andre Agassi. He comes up. Looks like a pretty good drop. And Ferreira with a winning answer. For more exclusive tennis content, go to U.S. Open on AOL. Andy Roddick to serve. He's got to be a little dizzy as he looks up at the scoreboard. How in the world am I down one set? '15th ace. But the game's much more than being able to win on that big serve, as Nalbandian has shown. He has one ace and one set. is something that Roddick has improved upon, according to Brad Gilbert, when in trouble, to take your time. Don't hurry. In the past, when things got pressure tight, he'd hurry through his serves.
Well, he hasn't been broken yet, Dick, and that's not his problem. His problem is he hasn't taken advantage on his return games. That's why he finds himself down this set.
He's got to just keep working the body, as they say. Keep making Nalbandian move out there. Just believe that he can wear him down after all he's been through.
Had some firepower behind that forehand. 1-all. Beautiful aerial views again today, courtesy of the Ohio-based blimp Spirit of Goodyear, which flew to New York City to cover this tournament. Our thanks to the pilot and crew on board. Thanks for providing us with these great shots again today.
Roddick, I can assure you, will get more chances to break.
0 for 7 thus far. Second ace for Nalbandian. Good placement. That was only 81 miles an hour.
He's going to keep trying to use that type of spin as long as Roddick is standing that far behind the baseline. I think he should stand in closer and cut these serves off. Don't give Nalbandian that serve out wide here on this ad court. He's starting to step forward. That's a good sign. Make sure to keep your feet moving if you're Andy Roddick. Incredibly, it's Nalbandian who's done the better job so far, despite the amount of tennis he's played the last couple days. A lot longer than Roddick.
Almost 5 more hours, 5 more sets than Roddick, but it's Nalbandian in the lead.
I think Andy leaving men's tennis is a huge loss for all the guys on the tour, because not only was he in the top of the rankings for the U.S. for so long, but he was a leader to all those guys, and he's very close to all the other Americans. They looked up to him, they trained with him, and you will not find a guy that works harder than Andy Roddick on or off the court. And for some of those guys coming up, it'll be a real loss to be able to spend time with him.
David Nalbandian, the 21-year-old Argentine, has a 1-set lead. They're on serve here in the second of our Super Saturday second semifinal. Women's final tonight, 8 o'clock Eastern. And the men's final, 4 o'clock tomorrow afternoon after NFL football. 16 aces for Andy Roddick. Second double fault, make it 3 now.
appears to still have that life in his legs, the quickness.
That was a tough get on that overhead.
He almost pulled a rabbit out of his hat there.
His, and he knows it. He's worked hard to get there, to give himself a good look at the pass, and missed it.
Two all in the second. Andy Roddick's firepower in full evidence. They had to replace the nets on this court, take them over to an unused court because it blown a hole in the middle of the net on a couple of his serves, actually ripping the twine on a brand new net.
Andy Roddick has been very subdued out there so far. The crowd has sort of sat back, amazed at how well Nalbandian has been playing. I'd like to see Andy start to try to get the crowd more involved here. This is what Nalbandian does to you.
I was going to say that, Johnny. He
sucks the life out of you. And the crowd. I mean, it's unbelievable, this guy. He's relentless.
You know, it's downright Kafelnikovian for me to watch Nalbandian play. Very fit, fast, solid backcourt game. Doesn't give you much to attack, and your job is to attack it for about 4 hours. Roddick has really been having problems with this.
Nalbandian signaling for the trainer, perhaps that bandage is slipping on his left wrist.
I'd like to see Andy get angry right here. It's just, this is not the way he wants it out there.
And it looks like that outside adhesive is coming loose. One-handed there, didn't he? David Nalbandian continues his fine play, leads by a set. Andy Roddick serving 2-3 in the second, down a set to David Nalbandian, who had a little wrist work done and that towel off by Doug Spreen.
Wrist work, pep talk.
17th ace.
Spreen's amazing. He does deserve whatever his salary is. They should double it.
Doug Spreen with Brian Early, the tournament referee, certainly had his hands full as well through this championship with the rain. Fabulous job of putting all the pieces back together, drying them off, and letting this championship progress to being right on target on this Super Saturday.
Yeah, but I think Spreen is demanding a raise right now.
John's going to give it to him.
Deserves it. Nalbandian was asking how his wrist was doing, and instead of saying your wrist is okay. He said, look, you're playing pretty well. Coach, get back out there.
Parish priest.
I mean, look at this shot. It's just where you want to hit a passing shot if you're Nalbandian. Roddick's got to be careful here. It's a set, 2-3 down, 15-30 now. There's another winner.
He saw that one coming, was in great position to whack that backhand winner, and 2 breakers with it.
Well, he continues to amaze, Mary.
And John, I think Nalbandian is on to the fact that Roddick's working over the backhand side. I think Andy would do well to stop going there all the time.
That's his better shot. I'm not sure how bad his wrist is.
Roddick using that big serve to bail himself out of trouble here. Does he have another one?
Yeah, be careful.
How about this again? Nalbandian up a set, now up a break. Most of these fans came here today to root for All-America victory in a final tomorrow, and I think they're in shock right now.
And how much does it mean to him? This is the left wrist that guided that cross court for winners. Something tells me that's not feeling too bad. A set and the break, amazing. Nalbandian up 4-2 now.
First break of this match. Overruled by Andreas Egli in the chair.
Let's take a look here. They look to catch the outside of the line. I'm not so sure on that replay. Maybe just barely caught the outside of the line.
Stroke superiority of David Nalbandian more and more in evidence.
He's just so dialed in right now. This is the match that David wanted to play.
When does he not play a match he wants to play? He plays at the pace he likes. He somehow is able to dictate the tempo. Even during the points, he is able to, from the baseline, control things against such a big hitter.
That's it. That's right, John. So many people feel they don't really have any say in a Roddick match.
This guy went 7-6 in the fifth, second round. He beat Philippoussis in a tough 4-set match. Federer as well in 4. And Elanaui he put a lot of effort into to pull that out. And here he is just running so well out there.
Actually more points at the net than Roddick.
In the zone is Nalbandian right now.
14-15. Brad Gilbert, successful partnership with Andy Roddick. They're 35-2 since joining up early in the summer. Not a lot of spirit in that hand clap from the coach. Roddick had a break point in the first game of this set. None since. Nalbandian breaking Roddick in the last game for this 4-2 lead, up a set. Here comes the crowd.
And that's just from our production truck.
On 51 West 52nd Street. You can hear the cheering.
This was not supposed to happen.
And that may end up helping get it out of his system. Finally showing his frustration. He's got to show this crowd he cares more out there. They'll get behind him.
David Nalbandian putting on a baseline clinic. Up a set, up a break. So Andy Roddick is in a position now where
that's the right
no room
score.
for error. That's right. If you're just joining us, he's been broken only once, but lost the first set tie break 7-4, and down a break here, serves 2-5 in the second. And David Nalbandian doing everything right.
This reminds me a little bit of 1995 when Andre Agassi won 4 hardcourt titles coming into the U.S. Open. Just like Roddick, he was the hottest guy on hard courts by far. Got to the final of the Open and didn't have enough left against Sampras.
Oh, magnificent. That was a great approach.
Sure was. There's nothing wrong with it. And from way back, Roddick keeps his head, stays down nice and low, and hits the winner.
That's how crazy he's got us, Mary. You're comparing him Nalbandian to Sampras now. This guy's still around.
Here's all that tennis he's played.
He's got to be physically the fresher of the two. He's most confident he's ever been coming into this tournament is Roddick.
How come he's only lost his serve once and he's about to go down 2 sets then?
Not returning very well. Nalbandian's normally broken at least a few times against anyone he plays in a best-of-5 set match.
Roddick 0 of 7 break-point chances.
138-mile-an-hour ace. Nalbandian now serves for the 2-set lead at 5-3. And looking ahead to tonight, the all-Belgian final. Kim Clijsters, #1 in the world, against #2, Justine Henin-Arden. Clijsters leads in their series 8-7, but Henin-Arden has won 3 of the last 4, including the French Open title 6-love, 6-4. They grew up just miles apart. That's 8 o'clock tonight here on CBS Eastern Time. Roddick unable to solve Nalbandian through almost 2 sets.
The expectations seem to be weighing him down a little right now. He just doesn't have it. He should have been able to run that ball down. He's made an attempt for it at this desperate time in the second set for him.
But Nalbandian almost robotic the way he's played these 2 sets. And now has 2 shots at a 2-set lead. Stunning, stunning. David Nalbandian 2 sets up on favored Andy Roddick.
After dropping only 1 set in his previous 5 matches at the 2003 US Open, Andy Roddick found himself 1 set away from elimination. This match was an interesting contrast in styles, one of the most explosive players in tennis against one of the best defenders and neutralizers of pace. Little did Roddick or anyone else know that this 3rd set would turn out to be one of the most significant sets in Andy's career. Let's get back to Arthur Ashe Stadium. Roddick versus Nalbandian.
And welcome back. 3rd set begins. Roddick serves. David Nalbandian. And every bit his measure and more. Just such a solid, steady game. I understand that Pam is hitting back in a portal. What do you have for us?
Well, Dick, I just spoke to Brad Gilbert, Roddick's coach, and Brad is very disappointed how flat Andy has been throughout this match, that he's not imposing his will. He needs to one punch more often if he's going to lose swinging. He's very disappointed in Andy. He doesn't feel it so much Nalbandian, more that Roddick's hoping Nalbandian will throw him, lose the match, throw in some unforced errors. So very disappointed coach of Andy Roddick. Dick?
Thank you, Pam. That's certainly far from the case. Nalbandian has offered very little help in unforced errors to Roddick. Just blocking that big serve back. Seems to be his strategy now. Nalbandian on Roddick's serve is I'll just block it back. If I can just get a point started, then I have the advantage.
And that's exactly what Federer did to him at Wimbledon. And he's going to have a better shot at a return here because it's a truer bounce. And Nalbandian is quite adept at returning. It's a strong part of his game. And there he's just making Roddick hit shots.
Roddick holds to open the 3rd.
CBS Sports coverage of the U.S. Open, a USTA event, is sponsored by American Express, HP, Thermacare, and by Acura.
Unlike Wimbledon, when it's so rare to get a Brit into the finals, not true here. 15 years since there were no Americans in the men's or women's final, as Graf played Sabatini in '88 and Wielander Lentil, the men's final. But Nalbandian is one set away from making it an all Spanish or a Spanish Argentine final in the men's side, and all Belgian for the women tonight.
Just so flat-footed is Roddick right now. As Gilbert said, he's just been flat. He's not moving well enough. He's in big trouble against Nalbandian, who's looks as frisky as possible for some guy who's played so much tennis in 2 weeks.
This is Eduardo Infantino. We understand. We apologize. Nalbandian's coach. And he has done an excellent job of preparing David for this championship. He has broken again Philippoussis, Federer, and Elanawi in the last 3 matches before this, when he broke each of those fine players 6 times. He's needed only 1 break in this match to have a 2-set lead, winning the tiebreak 7-4. Ooh, that was well out. Nalbandian throws in a 113-mile-an-hour ace, his 3rd. It's 1-all in the 3rd. Break points, 4 chances, and 1 big break for Nalbandian, and Roddick had 6 in 1 game in the opening set, and that's really where the match turned.
Well, Nalbandian in his first round match, he lost his serve 3 times. Neiman broke him 4 times. Federer broke him 4 times. Players get their chances. Incredibly, Roddick has just not broken serve yet.
4th double fault.
Now he had 4 or 5 breaks.
"19 aces." But that continues to be a big but empty count.
Waiting for Roddick to pick it up.
138 miles an hour, 3 shy of his fastest of the afternoon. CBS Sports coverage of the U.S. Open continues after this message and a word from your local station. The home of tennis's version of General Hospital, Arthur Ashe Stadium, 23,000 seats. And tonight, under the lights, prime time, the women's final. Doug Spreen, Yo Manduti, the trainer, the ATP trainer. Little talcum powder. He's the friction. And there's that inside boot that Roddick uses to protect the ankles. Meanwhile, outside, we were perusing the outer courts. There's Justine Henin-Ardenne just loosening up under the supervisory eye of Pat Etcheberry, and she'll be playing Kim Clijsters for the women's title tonight. We heard an alarming report earlier. In fact, there was a release mid-afternoon that said that she was questionable for tonight's final because of dehydration. She had IV fluids after her semifinal win against Jennifer Capriati that ended after midnight last night. She didn't leave here till 2:40 in the morning after completing that dramatic best match in the entire championships, 4-6, 7-5, 7-6 victory over Capriati. But apparently she's feeling better, and Her status has been upgraded from questionable.
It's like a football game.
Yeah.
How's she still standing after that match last night?
That was just compelling.
Remarkable match.
High level. All right, Nalbandian 2 sets up, serving 1-2 in the third. Here's our favorite mixed doubles team, Pam Shriver and Doug Sprain.
Well, and you all upstairs have been politicking for a raise for this gentleman, Doug Sprain, based on your work the last couple of days. What's the latest? What's going on with Andy?
Well, he's just developed some blisters on his foot. Actually, on 3 of the toes were getting irritated, and the bottom of his foot was just getting sore. It's just a case of wear and tear on that. A lot of tennis over the last couple of days, and he's been getting run around a lot today.
And the wrist on the other side, fine?
It's a little sore, but, that's something that 3 days in a row, it's something he deals with on and off, and 3 days of tennis in a row kind of flared it back up.
Well, you're going to be sore, too. Thanks, Doug. Upstairs.
Who takes care of the trainer when he breaks down? I like that demeanor. Everything seems just fine. Just a little problem here, a little problem there.
Well, it's more than just Andy Roddick's toes that are irritated. Nalbandian wanted to get back out on the court and was making it known, stepping out with balls, and Roddick on that changeover was heard to say, "I'm coming, I'm playing, don't worry." So good that he's got it. I think he needs that. He needs to get a little more pumped up here.
I'd say a lot more pumped up, Mary.
Yeah.
This match is not out of reach for him.
You have to be stunned, though, aren't you, John?
My respect level from Nalbandian has certainly gone up today and even in this tournament. I still think this is a winnable match for Roddick.
It's 2-all. Last comeback to victory, 2 sets down for Roddick, was at this year's Australian Open in the 4th round. Mikhail Yuzny had a 2-set lead.
Also the only time he's come back from 2 sets, but at least he knows he can do it.
Having to use that slice forehand just to try to defend.
Well, that's desperation, obviously. Trying to hit shots like that. Incredible. Well, I'll tell you what's incredible is that Nalbandian seems the fresher of the two.
That was 138 miles an hour. Had the point been live, it was back in Roddick's court. Watch out, 15-30. Nalbandian has done a terrific job of diffusing the speed of the Roddick serve. He's accepted the aces, but getting enough balls back in play that he's kept the pressure on.
That's wide.
And 2 break points with it.
This is not really what Roddick wants to do. He's not yet comfortable chipping and coming in, especially when he's hitting a one-handed backhand. That ball was wide. Nalbandian hit a winner anyway, just in case they called it in. 2 break points for Nalbandian.
The Cordoba Bull, David Nalbandian. He is bull tough today. Good patience there by Roddick. Didn't overhurry as Nalbandian escaped the scene.
He'd been better off now taking something off his serve and placing it better.
Roddick's got to innervate this audience. He's got to turn this into a night crowd. That's where, when and where he plays his very best tennis at the Open. Played the first couple of rounds under the lights, and it's just a tremendous atmosphere out here.
See, when he hits the big serve, he's just content to block it back. Nalbandian. Roddick has not had a lot of success volleying today. That serve, to me, a more effective one. It's 114, but it gets the job done.
And Nalbandian's got a good read on the power. He's just sticking his racket out, getting it back in play.
This is what he should do. Now, Roddick needs to make that adjustment.
A point now for 3-2. On the line, 128 miles an hour. 22 aces, but it's Nalbandian who has the 2-set lead. See the Nalbandian lead. There's a good shot at the 3 courts. Arthur Ashe on the left, and Louis Armstrong to the right, and then the smaller grandstand court, 6,200 seats. Earlier today, and part of the reason why some of the fans aren't full of belief, they saw Agassi rally in the 3rd set, only to lose in 4 to Juan Carlos Ferrero of Spain. And Ferrero is now the #1 player in the world with that win, and will be in the finals tomorrow, trying to make 2 major wins in 1 calendar year, adding the U.S. to the French. From the very first couple of points in this match, it became apparent that in the longer rallies from the baseline that Nalbandian was superior.
Good work. He really looked focused. He looked like he was trying to build something, trying to shake himself up. He worked hard to get to the net.
Well, he's showing the crowd he cares, and that's going to help him, I think. He's getting more and more into this. He's going to need that crowd to get that adrenaline. And the energy it's going to take to come all the way from 2 sets down.
Much better body language from Andy Roddick.
This guy's like a human backboard. This is finally, I got one by the guy.
Nalbandian edging toward 3-all in the third. Big game was in the first set with Nalbandian serving at 2-3-6. Break points against the serve, and Roddick could not convert. We're now at the 2-hour mark. And Nalbandian spins one off the line. 103-mile-an-hour ace is fourth. And it is 3-all. Let's take a look at the USTA National Tennis Center and some of the goings on. Got a special spot to buy some things for the kids. That allows you, of course, to stay an extra 2 days at the championship if you just bring home at least a t-shirt. That's a view from the Expedia.com eye in the sky.
Again, this time 138-mile-per-hour serve, just blocked back. Nalbandian, another fantastic passing shot. He continues to amaze me.
This one, he doesn't get in the court. It's almost be like you'd wonder what he would do, John, if Roddick decided to just spin up a public park serve about 95 miles an hour with a little juice on it.
That might not work too well either.
The power's not been enough.
And we're talking about one break of serve that has turned this match so lopsided against Andy Roddick.
There, he really stepped in and went after it. Struck about 100 miles per hour.
Look at him. I can't believe I missed at 129-mile-an-hour serve.
How could I do that?
And a double
close
fall.
call. Get the Mac cam out on that one.
Tough to read from that angle.
Ryan don't look good. Call is out though, and it's break point for Nalbandian.
But he had it. Andreas Egley could not overrule, and now a point away from a 4-3 lead is Nalbandian. Big. Hit the line. That was a give them hope forehand for the fans.
That was struck with some serious authority.
And he slices that for his 23rd ace.
That serve will be very effective if he uses it against Nalbandian at 5'11", looking for the big one up the middle.
Yeah, when you're braced to just block it back, tough to get out there for that one. And then he gives it back. 6 double faults. And this is from a man who had gone 37 consecutive service games without a double fault.
Again, that forehand sets up what he needed to do there. Just get Nalbandian off balance.
Oh, that's nicely done. Roddick able to shake off a break point and hold for 4-3.
Andy Roddick won the US Open, was #1 in the world. He was in the top 10 for almost a decade without interruption. Won 32 titles, won 9 Masters 1000 events, led the United States to a Davis Cup, was the face of American tennis for more than a decade.
Well, David Nalbandian was really tough, but now that he's David Nalbandian, he is he's been a terror today. Still no breaks here in the third set. Nalbandian leading by 2 sets. How deep Roddick is. He had to come up 3 steps to make the stroke.
Maybe he's blisters that he was treated for are bothering him, but he's got to move quicker. When he sees that ball shorter, he can't just reach for it like he did there.
One of his better points in this match.
It's the effort that won him the point. He just took a stab at the forehand. Nalbandian didn't do enough with that drop volley. See there, it's desperate moves.
He's bringing in the crowd.
That's what he needs.
As we've seen all tournament long, one man alone cannot beat David Nalbandian. Showed his anger during the changeover, Andy Roddick. That the chair umpire, Anders Egli, did not give him an overrule. And
well, that looked long. Well, a slight opening at 15:30. DuPont Mac-Cam. No, it was inside the baseline.
Nalbandian has that shot in his arsenal, something Andy's still working on. Doesn't want to give the point away there as easily as he did. Wait to hit that big forehand if he can. Nalbandian still very quick to move in there. Go from a defensive position to an offensive one. Impressive.
Point now for 4-all. And it is 4-all. Well, Mary alluded to the debate between Roddick and the chair umpire. Here it was.
I haven't said one word, and the balls have been bad all day. Terrible. Water. I have not said one word. You've been calling them all day. I've said one word. Step up. No doubt about that one. I don't want to hear it. No doubt about that
one. Roddick's got to step up too.
He's got a sense of humor still. Yelled 4. It's way long.
.138 for number 24. Still on serve in the third. David Nalbandian, the 21-year-old Argentine, serving to stay in this third set, leading by 2 sets. Solid rally from Nalbandian.
Andy certainly has not won many of those long rallies, and incredibly still, late in this third set, Nalbandian has not been broken yet. Tough enough beating these clay court players in Paris. Now we can't even beat them on the hard courts here. Ferreira with the phenomenal effort. And I can see loses to him in 4. Nalbandian up 2 sets.
Nalbandian likes the faster courts. Wimbledon finals.
Look at that shot.
He holds it love for 5-all. A reminder tonight, 8 o'clock Eastern, 5 o'clock in the West. Justine Henin-Ardenne, the French Open titleist, trying to add another major 2 in a year as she goes after number 1 seed Kim Clijsters, who has not yet won a major. There's Henin-Ardenne warming up, getting ready for tonight. She came out late after that just strength-sapping, dramatic win over Jennifer Capriati last night.
Went for a 142-mile-an-hour serve. That went a little too big.
No room for error now for Andy Roddick.
Dug out a tough volley there. Nalbandian just missed with the topspin lob.
That was a lap. That was a lap. This one is good. But to Roddick's credit, another good stab volley.
There's an excellent volley here. The return low. Nalbandian hits a one-handed backhand. Then he decides, all right, I'll flick the winner with the two-hander.
There's the ace at 133, number 26. Sends it to 6-5 in the third. Nalbandian now to serve for a third set tie break. This match very similar to the one witnessed earlier as Juan Carlos Ferrero, using his speed on the baseline and accurate shot making, dismissed Andre Agassi in 4 sets. And he awaits Roddick or Nalbandian tomorrow at 4 o'clock Eastern.
Roddick needs some help from Nalbandian. It's been a long time since he was anywhere near a break point. And he's still 0 for 7 in the match.
And 6 of those coming back in that one game, middle of the first set. And once through that patch, Nalbandian very stingy. Just long as the call, and confirmed by umpire Egley.
Here's Roddick's chance to get on the map here.
Wow.
DuPont Metcalf says bad call.
Close one. Confirmed by the chair.
Maybe we should call it even. 30 all.
Nalbandian enjoyed success in that first set tie break. 7 points to 4, and he's 1 point away from what could be the decisive tie break in this one.
Well, including the hooked call, that's his 3rd forehand error in this game.
Finally, a break point.
And a set point,
right.
Say this is huge is an understatement.
The crowd trying to push this to 4. Roddick's unforced errors, 15 to match his problems in the first set. A lot of them created by the persistence of his opponent. Once again, a point away from the tiebreak.
but that serve was in, despite the protest of the crowd. And here we go, a third set tiebreak.
David Nalbandian. Andy Roddick. Roddick pushed right back to the edge. Needs to come up with something big in this tiebreak. Was unable to in the first set. Roddick surprisingly 3-2, and Nalbandian 5-1 in tiebreaks in the championship. To Nalbandian.
You saw the spin that Nalbandian had on the return. The footwork, he just wasn't ready for it, wasn't willing to move for it, to get in position. Reached and paid the price.
Nalbandian won the first point off Roddick serve to start that first set tiebreak. Nice way to get going. 2-0. Absolutely, almost a must. 2 points here for Roddick to hold.
3-1.
Nalbandian blocking the ball, but I didn't think Roddick was going to serve and volley. Good tactic there at a big moment. Also, the serve wasn't hit as hard, so it floated on Nalbandian.
Change ends and an ole from Nalbandian. He leads 4 points to 2.
4-2, Nalbandian.
That is a serious A for effort there. Another long, tough point. Nalbandian's the one that comes up with the goods.
Yesterday, 2 women from the United States in the semis, 2 men, the U.S. in the semis. Both women lost yesterday to the talented Belgian pair who will meet for the women's final tonight. Andre Agassi has been eliminated by Juan Carlos Ferrero, and now this man, David Nalbandian, 3 points away. Now that gets him back on serve.
You tighten up on that shot.
4-3, Nalbandian.
27 aces. Finally, 5-4 Roddick. You look at that stat and you tune in and say, and he's down 2 sets and battling here to try to win this tiebreak.
He nods and says, yes, I did go for too big a shot here. Pulled the trigger too quick. It was not the angle. Fabulous shot by Nalbandian. You talk about keeping your cool. I mean, he's desperate here, scrambling to stay in the point. Here comes Roddick. That is the absolute perfect play. Roddick just can only smile and try to laugh that off. Match point.
It'll go match point, set point until somebody wins this tiebreak, but it's Nalbandian in command. .138 wide. One he couldn't block.
You would have said it, 138 out wide.
And you know that radar gun favors the ball up the middle. They change ends. So this will be for a set point. If Roddick wins, it'll be another match point. Nalbandian should he win this point. 136. His 28th ace. Finally a set point. Andy Roddick said in high school at Boca Raton, you look at the happy Argentines. He loved to play basketball. He said, I was a defensive player. And nearly used that defense to win this set, but not quite. 7-all. The line.
8-7, Roddick.
Nalbandian thought that the crowd a bit unfair there, shouting out.
That's just bad luck. You got to keep playing. He's not going to get a let, that's for sure.
Roddick's third set point on his serve.
Please do not call out.
It was obviously a close call. It clipped the outside of the line. It was called in by the linesman. Nalbandian saw that.
I think he was more upset with the crowd responding before the point was played out.
He'll really be upset if he loses this point.
A lot of work to be done, but Andy Roddick is still employed. On to the fourth set. Dramatic tiebreak, finally won by Roddick.
Wow, an amazing third set tiebreak between Roddick and Nalbandian in New York. It had a little bit of everything. Roddick down an early mini break, some clutch serving, including a service winner down match point wide on the ad side, some nervous Nalbandian errors on the forehand side, and even a controversial moment that the Argentines struggled to let go of for the remainder of the match. But Roddick came through with his back against the wall, and now he looked to even the match. Let's get out to the four-set call once again here with Dick Enberg, John McEnroe, and Mary Carrillo.
So the fan favorite Andy Roddick grasping in that tiebreak, fought off a match point, survived at 9 points to 7 to force a fourth set. The winner on to the finals tomorrow at 4 o'clock here on this Arthur Ashe Stadium against Juan Carlos Ferrero. Roddick a heavy favorite as a number 4 seed. David Nalbandian 13th seed, so close to pulling it out in 3. Earlier today, there's a score. Juan Carlos Ferrero did lose the third set to Andre Agassi, but came away with a 4-set win. Well earned.
Juan Carlos doesn't mind one bit that this is going so long now. And I'll bet Justine Ardin hopes this goes to about 10 o'clock tonight, so she could rest, not have to play at 8 o'clock in the women's final against Kim Clijsters, who's played beautiful tennis through 6 matches. Has spent very little time getting herself to the final, including a devastating win over Lindsay Davenport last night.
And this is an opportunity for Roddick, who is still yet to break serve. But Nalbandian's got to be. He's human, right, Dick? He is. Nalbandian's human. He's going to have to let down.
I can ride the emotion of the tiebreak win, Roddick.
Just a chance to take some control right here early in the fourth. So they just dumped that in the bottom of the net. There's 2 break points for Roddick. That's a mentally weary shot after being so close at match point. Roddick hit the big serve.
He was a step shy of being there, Nalbandian, and all the play that he's had to work through this week, maybe taking its toll now. For the first time in the match, Roddick with a break.
First game, 4-set, new balls.
CBS Sports coverage of the U.S. Open, a USTA event, is sponsored by IBM, Expedia.com, DuPont, and by AIG.
And welcome back with John McEnroe and Mary Carrillo. Dick Enberg here at Arthur Ashe Stadium. Roddick finally in the 4th set breaks David Nalbandian, serves with the lead. For those of you joining us late, need to again repeat.
Yes. He's pumped up now, Roddick.
That because of all the rain earlier in the week, weariness is a factor. Roddick had 1 day's rest. Nalbandian playing on 3 straight days. Has been on court 5 more hours than Roddick this championship.
And he also, Roddick, that is, had a lot easier match yesterday.
There's a difference over 5 hours more for Nalbandian in play. He'll gladly accept that double fault. The 7th by Roddick, by far more than any that he's committed in other matches.
One more advantage Roddick has going for him now. The lights are on Ashe Stadium. This is now a night match. That tends to help the American.
1-4-0. His 29th. The lights are on. And that's just a mile an hour shy of his top ace this day. 141.
A little harder to pick up these serves when the sun goes down.
Oops. Nalbandian down.
He's tripped. He's okay.
And Roddick off, and that throws off the opponent who sees that fall, but he's able to keep it in play for the winner.
Bjorn Borg always used to complain about not being able to see the ball as well at night.
One of America's most recognized images, the airship Spirit of Goodyear floating overhead today and into the night, providing some incredible pictures again. The Goodyear blimp, a familiar sight in the American sky now for 78 years.
Don't even play that. I didn't know either. They look easy about it.
I don't know what went on there exactly, but he gave it to Nalbandian a little bit. Roddick watched to see if his return was going to go in. Didn't get himself back into position. He couldn't recover. You don't want to do that at any level. Nalbandian's got that weary look to him now.
Doesn't he? Yeah. Two hours and 45 minutes.
That falls long. Yeah. Roddick has a real chance to put away this 4-set in a hurry. Nalbandian screaming at himself, just don't let up now. He's still up 2-1.
After Nalbandian beat Eunice Elanawi yesterday, Elanawi said, I can't believe David's going to have to go play tomorrow. He said, I mean, even if I would have pulled that out in 5 sets, I don't think I'd be able to perform.
Roddick conceding that point.
Elanawi was suffering from cramps, and it all got to him yesterday.
Bad knee, too, that was treated during that match.
We'll be back at the U.S. Open in just a moment. Late Saturday afternoon, and Andy Roddick trying to make it a super comeback on this Super Saturday. Andre Agassi could not after winning the third set. Lost in 4 to Juan Carlos Ferrero. Roddick wins the third and quickly up a break in the fourth. David Nalbandian slow getting back on court. Leaning the wrong way on that big ace. 30 now for Roddick. Second time in his young career he's reached the 30 mark.
Well, this should break the record. Looks likely this is going to go 5. He should be in the 40s at this rate. That's well done by Andy, taking it early, finding the angle, not trying to hit the ball too hard. Nice easy game for him here.
And an ace, and Nalbandian just walking away from it, conceding that one. 31. Sundays, folks, this fall on CBS, thousands of crimes do go unsolved, but one detective is about to bring some of these cold cases back to life. From the network that brings you CSI comes the next great crime drama, Cold Case. Premieres Sunday, September 28th after 60 minutes. My old fraternity brothers are going to watch that. The title alone, Cold Case. They'll be all over that show. Three down. Nalbandian, not a lot of life now.
No, in fact, once Roddick smashes, Nalbandian spit at the winner. Not much on these serves anymore either. He's going for short points.
Well, he's temporarily at least hit the wall. Roddick's got that pump of adrenaline. That caught the line. That caught the line.
Two more break points for Andy Roddick.
15-20.
Chance to go up double break here in the fourth.
Still got a chance to go up double break here.
Only 1 for 10 converted, however. Oh, he double faults. He saw Roddick moving left, tried to go down the middle. Roddick now apparently on his way to a decisive 5th set. Roddick serving now with a 2-break lead at 4-1 in the fourth. Only one other time in his young career did he come back from 2 sets down. That was at the Australian Open at the start of the year. Mikhail Yuzhny of Russia had that 2-set advantage,
which led to that also that great win over Elanawi, 21-19 in the fifth. So that up the respect level for Andy in the locker room. Nalbandian just going to play off the string here, save what little he's got left for the fifth set.
and how much is left?
How much could be left after the tough match he played yesterday against Elanawi, the day before against Federer? I think it's remarkable he's played this well for this long.
The fans at home may be saying, well, you know, they play every day in regular tournaments, but that's best 2 of 3, and it's not in the heat and humidity that these gentlemen have toiled, nor the pressure of a major championship. Recap of this year's U.S. Open. Check it out. Get complete player stats by clicking on tennis at CBSSportsline.com or on America Online. Enter keyword CBS Sportsline.
Well, Roddick certainly hasn't lost any zip on his serve. His 32nd ace was 138 miles an hour.
It's almost routine with him. This would be good for Roddick to get the break. He should go for this to serve first in the fifth. That would also be an advantage. Nalbandian is too tired to even try right now.
Well, either he's just playing it out, trying to save, as you suggested, what he has left, however little that may be for the fifth, or he just doesn't have anything left. Well, you've been there, John. You take a 2-set lead. Seems like you're going along. You even have a match point, as Nalbandian did, and then when you lose that, the emotional letdown.
That's the tough part, that he was so close. One shot away, literally. I think he has a couple of things going for him. The fact that there is a tiebreaker in the fifth, so he can see an end to this match. And it's probably not a bad idea to get rid of this 4-set now. Watch him. He just can't wait to get it over with. Please, let me throw in the double. I need to sit down.
They'll play 1 set for the finals tomorrow. And we'll be back at the U.S. Open in just a moment. We're just an hour and a little more than an hour and a half away from the women's final at 8 o'clock tonight on CBS. 6:23 Eastern Time. Stars will be out for that. They're already arriving. Ben Stiller has his prime seat as he watches David Nalbandian, and Andy Roddick. This is a tie-break final set, unlike any other of the Grand Slams where they play it out in the fifth. Roddick, by breaking Nalbandian 3 times in the last set, serves to open the fifth.
And how about this, kids? 25 minutes ago, David Nalbandian had match point.
Thanks for referring to Dick and I as kids. We appreciate that.
Yeah, that did feel pretty good.
Gave me a jolt of adrenaline.
It's going to be fun.
On the line.
It's going to be fun watching the 22,500 kids watching this match leave so that the night session can come in. That could take a while.
That's right. All of these people, unless they have tickets for the night session, have to leave and someone else will occupy.
I want to see Ben Stiller's ticket.
A neat number 33 in the ace column for Andy Roddick. Kept him in that third set.
Nalbandian attempting to make that run to get himself back into some sort of flow. A turn, excellent there. He just doesn't have enough juice in the legs to get to these serves.
Still in the high 130s, 137 miles an hour.
And again, he wouldn't have gotten into it in the first set. Roddick could hit it there, but as the weariness has set in, the ace count has gone up. Can't even get to the ball to block it back. It's awful close.
Roddick does his job in starting this decisive fifth. Just a half hour ago, at match point in that tiebreak, Nalbandian with a chance to make it into the finals. This close on this point. And Roddick with a big serve to deny. And then at 7-all, that was the point on the sidelines where the fans shouted out, and Nalbandian seemed to stop on the point. And eventually Roddick won the tiebreak 9 points to 7. Well, this will tell us how Nalbandian feels this service game. Yeah, there's a bounce to a step in that rally. 30 more aces for Roddick, a lot of easy points. That'll keep your legs fresh. 18 more winners, but also 9 more unforced errors.
It's that first line that grabs you, doesn't it?
And boy.
You knew Nalbandian was going to make one final run. And here it is.
3 hours and 4 minutes. Nalbandian
has got to stop the bleeding now. He's put a good couple points here to open serve in the fifth set. It's wide.
Because of the rain, there was very little play Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, but Agassi and Roddick were able to get in their fourth round matches. The others were not. So Nalbandian and the rest had to play Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and if they win Sunday. 1-all. So David Nalbandian shows he's still going to fight and has a bit left. Whenever the Goodyear blimp is flying above, it is a major event. And overhead tonight, providing these aerial views. The Spirit of Goodyear, one of 3 airships in the Goodyear blimp fleet.
Got to credit Nalbandian for digging deep here. He covered a lot of ground on that point.
He's walking it off.
I don't blame him.
Wide, called by chair umpire.
Nalbandian doesn't know it. He doesn't know he's going to be in for a disappointment big time. That was very close.
Was not called by the linesman, and Egley immediately raised his finger out.
Nalbandian thought he hit a winner here.
It was a late call. Watch, it happens very late.
Hurts all the more when you felt you had the point, but there was no call from the linesperson.
¿Qué quieres que hago? Que pongo la bola en la línea. Si está fuera así, está fuera así.
The DuPont Mac cam, and it appears to be slightly out. What do you think?
Glad I'm up here. Is that a clear mistake?
Could be love 40 for Nalbandian. How big a call that was.
Here he goes, blocking the return back again.
Blimp above, turning some sharp corners, making a little more noise.
Need some gasoline.
Roddick holds
2-1. Make this short and sweet. I've decided that this is going to be my last tournament.
He was a ball of intensity from the moment he came out of the locker room to the moment he shook hands.
Davis Cup title, US Open title, world #1.
Andy Roddick is absolutely a Hall of Famer. No doubt about it.
His first Grand Slam title is the US Open Championship.
For the first time in my career, I'm not sure what to say. Hopefully I'll come back to this place someday and see all of you again.
And ladies and gentlemen, Andy Roddick.
David Nalbandian showing you Nalbandian showing. We're trying to get the first name right, and we're messing up the second.
He started the tournament as David Nalbandian.
Now, as of this morning, David was his request, and
fair enough.
Slices an ace of his own, his 5th, compared to 35 for his opponent. He's showing you, however, why, and the fans here, he had the talent to roll to the finals of Wimbledon last year before beaten by Hewitt. Shocked the tennis world. in this match have ended with a point for Roddick.
Try to the old wraparound and around the net post. Covered a lot of territory. Disappointing when you work that hard. You have the shot. Miss it by that much.
Argentine contingent rooting for their man Nalbandian. A couple of points for 2-all. Again, unlike the Australian, French, or Wimbledon, in the decisive set, they don't play on. They'll play another tiebreak should it go to 6-all. Roddick, remember, at the Australian, playing on and on against Al-Anawi. What'd that go? 21-19?
21-19. 2-hour fifth set. Probably feeling a little less stiff at the moment as he watches these guys go into a fifth of their own.
There's the Ferrero result over Agassi in 4 sets.
Starting to like his chances better as Ferrero. Often does that, is go right back at his opponent, and he did it again. More than any player I've watched, he utilizes this play, which is a good one, because guys almost always lean one way or the other. It looked like Roddick was ready for it, just couldn't control the volley.
Not an ace for Roddick, who has 35 in the match. That ties Yunus El-Anawi for the most aces in a match in this tournament. And he's 2 away from his own personal record. Roddick had 37 aces 2 years ago at the French Open against Michael Chang. Interestingly, on clay, he had 37 aces. Done by Nalbandian.
You talk about effort. That is first class by Nalbandian there. Somehow, some way, he's sticking with it, hoping to get to his first U.S. Open final.
That go in off the racket of Roddick.
3-2 in the fifth. Like he didn't hurt his foot when he gave it a nice little kick. certainly fatigue in that volley. Nalbandian looking to come in. Did he really want to? I don't know. Did not get close enough.
Right down on his shoelaces. Good play by Roddick as well.
He still got it somehow. That was total will there from Nalbandian.
Kind of realized he had to come in behind this in case Roddick got his frame on it. Over 9 hours in the last 3 days, and he's still thinking fairly lucidly. That's a good effort.
I don't know about that approach. 2-3 in the fifth, just running through that. Good.
I forgive him more.
Nifty little hat trick. I guess it was worth it.
3 hours and 20 minutes into
it. All of a sudden. Come back.
Great point. Roddick thought he'd had it won with that big forehand of his. He was wrong.
No, actually, he thought he'd lost it in there. He just said, look, that's it. Look, Nalbandian's right there, but he hit it back to the center court.
Yep.
Oh, I got to keep playing. Don't make me get back in the court.
I want to lose it. The point should be over.
You can have it.
Jumped on that 82-mile-an-hour serve.
Got a point for 3-all yet for Nalbandian. Took the first 2 sets in a tiebreak in 6-3, and then Roddick answered with a tough tiebreak win in the 3rd set, and then an easy 6-1 fourth. Stadium, Flushing Meadows, the USTA National Tennis Center. The battle to reach the finals of the 2003 United States Open. Juan Carlos Ferrero upset Andre Agassi, the #1 seed, in 4 sets to win the opening semi, and Andy Roddick has rallied from 2 sets down. There you see the Ferrero result, and Roddick down 2 sets, struggling in the 3rd, fought through a tiebreak and won it 9 points to 7. Has leveled the match, and they're serving at 3-all in the decisive 5th.
Roddick played a very casual return game that last game. You can bet Nalbandian won't do the same.
And in about an hour and 15 minutes, it'll be the 2 talented Belgians, Kim Clijsters and Justine Arden. Battle for the women's title. Both have played brilliantly, and last night Anna Arden with an amazing match win against Jennifer Capriati that was over 3 hours long. There's ace number 36. That's the best of any man in this championship. Now 1 away from tying his all-time high. And there it is, 37. Equals that count against Michael Chang at the French Open 2 years ago. Easy service game for Roddick. this Saturday, the sun setting over the big city. And soon the sun, sadly, will set on one of these two who played valiantly today. Only one goes on to meet Juan Carlos Ferrero tomorrow in the finals. And David Nalbandian,
another winner.
Nalbandian playing the way he did in the first two sets.
That clipped the line. That's that. Unbelievable. These guys are approaching delirium out there. Nalbandian obviously thought that was going out, and he was sadly mistaken.
The obvious for Roddick, break here and serve for the finals.
There it is. Controlled that point from the outset. That forehand has saved him in this match. He's got the time to line it up. Just Nalbandian doesn't have the legs to get over there. It's 2 break points.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
What was it? Look, called out.
From that angle, very close again. Did it clip the outside of the line, or is it wide? This angle. Let's go to the DuPont Mac cam, and it says out.
Doesn't matter what that says. Roddick serving for the match.
Roddick leads 5 games to 3.
Little magnification there, and
Well, that proves just how close it was.
Play 11. Roddick serving for the final.
Nalbandian is playing a little bit too much like he's getting home courted.
Popular. A personal high 38th ace. 3 match points from 2 sets down.
And a standing O from Brad Gilbert, who a couple of sets ago was disappointed with the way this man was competing.
This big, enthusiastic stadium crowd, partisan, helped Roddick along. Nevertheless, a brave effort by this 21-year-old and a remarkable effort by David Nalbandian to push him so deep, close to defeat. Hats off to the 21-year-old Argentine. Played a terrific match and has to walk away and absorb a very difficult loss as Roddick rallies from 2 sets down. 3.5 hours for Roddick to reach the finals, his first Grand Slam final, and he is with Pam Shriver.
Wow, Andy, how in the world were you able to pull that out? 2 sets down, match point down.
I don't know. Very carefully, I guess. I don't know. He just. I thought I had a little bit left in the tank, a little more than he did, because he did. To his disadvantage, he's had to play a couple more matches than I have in the last couple of days. So, I knew that, and I just tried to keep fighting.
I suppose the crowd helped just a bit.
You guys were awesome. You're awesome. Too much.
And of course, tomorrow they're going to need to be a big help. You don't have much time to turn it around. Juan Carlos Ferrero is playing great tennis.
Yeah, he is. He played great against Andre today. I'm just going to have to get a good night's sleep, eat a lot of food, and come out and try to do it tomorrow.
Congratulations. Great guts. Dick?
Yeah, the kid from Florida. So much promise, so much expected. Many feel the next great U.S. tennis star finally has reached a Grand Slam final. He'll play in his home country against Juan Carlos Ferrero tomorrow afternoon. At 21, does he have enough left to be a U.S. Open champion? His coach thinks so. This crowd thinks so. Andy Roddick from 2 sets down to reach the finals.
One incredible effort and a hard-earned win that took Andy Roddick a little over 3.5 hours. Along the way, he fired off 38 aces and fought off 6 of Nalbandian's 7 breakpoint chances in coming back from 2 sets down. The win improved Roddick's career record in 5-set matches to 4-2. His stamina would be challenged again the next day in New York with the traditional Sunday final after the Super Saturday semifinals. We'll have that match for you Thursday night as our tribute week continues. It's the 2003 U.S. Open final. Roddick takes on former world number 1, Juan Carlos Ferrero of Spain. I'm Justin Gimelstob. On behalf of our Los Angeles production team, thanks for watching Tennis Channel Salute to Andy Roddick, presented by Babolat.